and also the righteousness from God that depends on faith. In no way does Paul's description of two kinds of righteousness mean that the Jews were without the righteousness of faith, or that they were somehow justified by the law without Christ. Salvation is and always has been by faith in Christ, first for the Jews and then for the Gentiles, as we read from the book of Romans chapter 1, verse 16. Underlying Paul's argument about the law and faith is what he calls elsewhere, and I want to quote what is recorded in the book of Colossians chapter 1, verse 26. The mystery hidden for ages and generations is now revealed to his saints, to whom God chose to make known how great among the Gentiles are the riches of his mystery, glory which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. So in this letter that was written to the Philippians, chapter 3 that we have read, Paul addresses the same topic as he does in Ephesians chapter 2, Romans chapter 9, 11, and also Colossians chapter 1. Paul also talks about crafting as something that we need to know. The Gentiles were crafted. Crafting in of the Gentiles to make one body in Christ, but he does so here on a very personal level. This coming Sunday, arguably is called Lenten Epiphany, which talks about the death of Christ is the death that unites all, both the circumcised and uncircumcised, and brings them into one body, the true Israel of God, who shares in our Lord's suffering and hope in his resurrection. The law couldn't do this, only faith. So in today's text, we have seen one thing that is very clear. Paul is critiquing his own false piety, which misinterpreted the real nature of the law. He is not saying that he failed to meet the requirements of the law or the demands of the law.